We meet back with our party from 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks. It's been quite a time since the last time we gathered. Our group was traveling through a forest after having seen a strange spider castle walk over a mountain, I believe. One of their friends, a party member, Autumn, has just been whisked off into the sunset and is presumably blazing beacon of nuclear energy now. Along the way, they've met up with a new companion, Izkaresh, the kobold, as well as encountering strange orbs of mystical powers. They have encountered a mine that they will venture into. How will our party fare against the terrors from the depths?
So it's a forest now. There's no more swamp. It is a forest now.
I was trying to
There's no
keep.
god. There's no god.
I was
There's
trying
no
to keep it
gods.
together. I was trying to keep it together, dude.
I know. There's no god that accidentally is like, let's come down from the heaven to give these fuck boys a challenge because I mean.
That did happen.
They accidentally touched some swords.
It wasn't
What?
the sword touching. It was the sword breaking.
The
No, it wasn't
sundering
touching.
didn't help anything.
Yeah. The breaking just fucked it harder.
Mm-hmm. Like a porn star on Wednesday night. So, I believe the actual place we resume is with the party, fairly well rested in front of the mine. Strange sounds have been emanating. A group of zombies just rose from the ground and were slain by our party. Great going, buds. And as always, the ball is in your court at the beginning of the session, it seems.
I
I
kicked
just
the
want to
ball.
let everybody know that I actually hit something last session for the first time.
This is pretty amazing.
I'm
So
Pretty
it
sure
was
myself.
kind of overshadowed by our new friend Izkaresh, obliterating the
One-shotting
universe.
everything.
Acid snowballs. It's the yellow snow. So, the mine remains a mystery. I think you guys were debating whether or not to go into the mine itself.
Well, I mean, they were debating going into the mine. Pretty sure I was vehemently against it.
Yes, hence the debating.
Two like-minded individuals argue over something.
Look,
So
look.
guys, do we have all the things we need, or is there anything that like, should we go down in the mines, or I mean, there's scary sounds. I don't know.
Yeah, I got the other two, dragon stones we needed.
And I'll pull the two.
All right, I guess we're good, right?
Bag.
That's all.
Perfect. Now let's go call down the god and give him the orbs.
I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna go a little closer to the mine and like look down at it really quick, just to see if I see anything.
You have the capacity to see in the dark.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
got vision.
Well, the entrance of the mine is unassuming as an entrance to a mine would be. Other than the trap that you guys set off last time. You guys set off a trap, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
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 They were all like not normal. Like,
Yeah.
setup.
So outside of that, it's just a mine. It's a smooth, rough-hewn corridor. Those things are odd, but I didn't mean to say smooth the first time. It's a rough-hewn stone corridor that's been excavated by kobolds pretty clearly. It doesn't even go in a perfectly straight line. It kind of jitters back and forth a little bit. And there are shoddy wooden support beams keeping the tunnel up. It's just a mine.
I'm gonna listen.
You still hear the low rumble. I mean, that you don't even have to roll. You can roll, but without rolling, you hear You hear the crickets in the grass. You hear a small child screaming for a village nearby. So,
Can you hear what species it is?
I can hear it. It appears to be a no-eyed, big-eyed wolf spider. So, you can hear the growl. It does not appear to have a speciation, really. I mean, it doesn't sound like anything you're familiar with. You can tell it's maybe 1,000 feet down from you. It's not clear to tell, but it's a fair ways vertically down from you. You can pretty clearly tell. And you can also hear, I don't know how to describe this perfectly, but you can hear the sound of something squelching very faintly.
Is that like in the same-ish area, or?
That's so quiet you can't work out exactly where it is.
Okay. Does it sound like it's moving at all, or is it kind
No,
of
it's
stationary?
very steady.
Alright. Well, guys, there's definitely something down there. It's pretty far away though. It's like it's not very threatening right now. So we should be fine. It's not moving at all either. And I heard some screaming off in the distance, but not in the cave. It was somewhere else. Probably not concerned either.
Like get down on all fours, listening to the ground, just like tapping my knuckles along the ground, trying to get the attention of whatever was down below.
Are you staying in one place while you're doing that, or are you moving in?
Oh, just like in little circles. Serpentine entrance.
Would Iscrush know of anything awful that like to live in dark caves? That might be a problem to
Yeah,
kobolds.
give me like a knowledge history, knowledge local, or wisdom check. Pick one.
Izzy suddenly remembers that there was a dragon that they worshipped in the cave.
The entire party thinks Salazar's an idiot, by the way. That's the result of that.
Is this different from normal?
Is that anything new?
You remember hearing a rumor of a guardian spirit of the mine that some kobold elders were afraid of awakening many years ago.
Many years ago.
You rolled a 16, you know, it's a thing, you know. It could have been 10,000 years. It really could have been last year,
Could have been last night.
you know. Really, the kobolds' bookkeeping isn't that good, really, at the end of the day. But that's what you remember many years ago.
There's a lot of time underground. They can't see the day-night.
And it was never awoken. It was just they were afraid of awakening it. Could be related, could not.
Yeah, I don't think going down on them there mines is such a good idea.
Alright, that's good.
I agree. Let's
I throw
head
another
the
rock in.
fuck out.
Strength, or, you know?
Just walking away.
Oh no, just like
Chuckle.
baseball sized. Okay.
Well, how far is it going in?
Alright.
I'm already turning away.
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Alright, you throw it goes rattling down the corridor. And nothing happens.
Can I like I don't know, I don't have detect traps. But what would I perception, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Or something, or like could I like use like knowledge trap making or something? Or trap making?
What are you
To just
attempting
see a trap.
perception?
Perception, okay. Because I know you said they got messed around with. So I'm just trying to see if I can find one.
So it's important to ask, where are you searching for traps?
Just around the cave entrance, because I know that one got set off last time. So just if there's any more that are in that area.
No, in the cave entrance you don't find another trap, but you do find where the trap that was set off was moved from.
Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna hit the trap with like the pole and say, "Tell, this is how it's done," but I can't find any. So
And if you just aimlessly walk in, you'll probably be able to do that eventually.
I'm sure you'll find
Maybe
one in
not
no
to the
time.
same desired outcome, but you know. I guess for
traps
some-
are. If you can guarantee you can find all the traps, go right on ahead and looking down the mine. But
Weren't we given some item to communicate with this god? To like tell him, hey, we got your thing.
Did he tell us
No.
not to use that unless it was important? Because he doesn't like being disturbed.
Yeah, but we got his things.
Did he want these? What exactly did he ask us to do?
he just wanted us to recover, I believe, a number of mystical objects and just gave these ones as a reference, I think, and them swords that he talked about, but I don't know nothing about them.
Well, those are inside of the castle that walked away.
So it might
I-
be a little
I
bit of
think-
trouble if we went and got them.
Take these back, put them on pedestal. He see
How
the
about
light,
we don't? No, how about we don't put them
But-
on the pedestal?
but then he see the light. Come take them.
And then you burn
I'll
down the rest
I'll
of that
take
place.
I'll take the two that I like showed everybody, and I'll give them to I can't remember
This?
his name.
Salazar?
Not Salazar. The opposite of Salazar.
Dominus.
Dominus, yeah.
The opposite of Salazar.
Yeah, I'll hand it to Dominus and be like, I believe I could trust them in your care. Making sure that I know that I have the other three that I found on me still.
Yeah, I'll put the 2 dragon stones in my pack. So we have 5.
We
Wait,
have
you-
5,
Well,
but I haven't told you that
you
I have
know-
another
yeah.
3.
Gonna shrug and start singing a Fenrir hymn while we out. Fairly poorly. Meow. Meow.
It just starts
Fenrir is a
meowing.
god, but apparently his hymns are cat-like.
Can you imagine a cat just howling? Not yowling like a cat does, just trying to like howl at the moon. That's basically the way this hymn has come out.
So, where you boys headed then?
Away from here.
Wasn't
No,
there that village we were gonna go to by the water? Over to the west, I think it was. I don't remember. Before we got stopped by that god that came down.
Weren't we in a village when that happened?
No, we were going to some village that was possibly already because we wanted to set up a.
Oh
village.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
There was a village at the end of the swamp, the edge of the swamp, near a water source.
Yeah.
I remember
That
that.
might
yeah.
have been the water source might or might not be taken by another
Yeah.
village. So we're gonna
Wait,
go
your
to
dungeon master doesn't remember this. Tell me everything. I
We were
forget.
we were gonna look for water, because I recalled there were multiple water sources, and there was one that was like near the
Oh,
edge of the swamp.
way
that
to the-
possibly did
That
or
was
didn't
possibly
have-
taken over by another tribe.
Right, okay. I remember.
So that's where we were last heading before we.
Then we stumbled
happened?
into Isgaresh's little whatever the
Yeah.
fuck that was.
Yes, it was like
The outpost.
here or something like that, I think. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, something like that.
I remember. I lost my notebook for those who. Yeah. It's somewhere. I'm sure it'll come up. But for the
Isn't that,
meantime,
like the
it's
third time you've lost that notebook while playing in the Lost Lands.
second. No, in the Lost Lands, I think I haven't lost it yet.
Well,
I
now you
lost
got
it for the other
have.
camp. I lost it for Ewan.
Right.
And now they are the Lost Lands. Truly lost.
Alright, so you guys are gonna head towards the village to the west?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like 2 weeks away. Is that right?
It was something like that, yeah.
It's 2 weeks away now. Tell you that much.
It was no, because we've been traveling for a while. It's less than 2 weeks away.
Oh,
it
you're
was
right.
it was 2 weeks away from where we
Mhm.
got down from the mountain. So it's
Yeah,
like
which was like already like half a
Been-
week ago.
Yeah, I think it's like 14 days away. 11 days away.
It's 14 days away, not 2 weeks. Fine.
Careful though, I hear that 100% of people that consumed a hydrogen monoxide die.
Oh no, meh.
Okay, so you guys are
I
gonna
will
set out?
scavenge for extra food along the way.
Are you just
like
gonna head off in a
berries and stuff.
straight path, or are you gonna skirt around the swamp, which would add a little bit of extra time to your travel?
We were already skirting around this one. That was the path
Yeah.
we were taking.
Okay,
That was
'cause you
taking
could
2 weeks. That's why
probably
it
get
was
there.
taking so long.
Yeah, okay. Making sure you're sticking to that plan. And where are you? How are you keeping the dragon orbs?
In my backpack.
This is where things always go bad.
Question mark?
Well,
In
but
my
are they
mouth.
like just loose in your backpack? Are they in a belt pouch? Are they in the side of the backpack? Are they kept separate from the rest of your items?
They're
I
in
mean,
my
I'm storing mine in my backpack.
Just loose as well?
I mean, I don't carry anything except for the stones in my backpack.
in a way that they won't shatter when they tap against each other.
Yeah, what's that look like?
Fire, that's what that looks like.
No, the storage.
Putting cloth around them, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
My players are
Canvas
seeing
pack?
through my tricks. Alright. Rocks are secure.
Because they're more like
Yeah.
glass instead of rocks.
Yeah, they're pretty brittle.
As we discovered with the javelin.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, you did that. Why did you do that?
Because these
He's trying to knock it off.
An odd decision.
Let me use this fucking javelin.
I mean, it might not have been. It probably would have just broke against the wall, but you know, he missed,
No, he tried to pry it off.
but then stabbed it somehow.
Yeah.
He wanted to like push it off. He's like, I
Yeah.
jab at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I'll be doing survival to try and find food as well.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Wait, I just realized you're like a or you're like a genie. Like you just fuck up our wishes by asking us for really specific details.
He's a monkey's paw. Yeah.
I am
Yeah,
a
yeah,
monkey's paw. Yeah. I would
No,
like.
Hey, I haven't been rolling trash.
Well,
That's really great.
Rab got a literal monkey's paw. He's like, I want onyxes, and they're like, here, smash them up, have them. That's like a pretty literal. Well, I guess a more literal monkey's paw is like, I sold your sister for the onyxes. But you know, it's.
I
Close enough.
mean, I think my character would still be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. I've stolen your foot.
How many onyxes are you offering?
What's that thing from Skyrim? I'd sell my sister if I could. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so is Koresh, you find stuff edible. You could probably feed yourself for a day, the party, but you don't know what's good, you don't know what's not good. It's you know, red berries, black berries, some moss from the ground. It's edible. You'd have to be kind of brave to eat it though. Your Worf, on the other hand, finds at least 2 parties' rations worth of consumables. No water.
For how long? For the whole trip?
Yeah,
Man, it sure is nice that I have still got like 200 pounds worth of water and food on me.
or I guess that's dependent, which is the question. What does nighttime look like for you guys?
Skeletons keep guard.
I mean, my character has a decent cooking, so I assume be like, if you guys want me to cook up your meals for you, I might be able to make them last a little bit,
Yeah, you have
food
to
a
tell
little bit
me
longer.
where you're attempting to set up camp at any given time, what camp looks like, guard rotation, and then yeah, you can cook, is Koresh. But those are the 3 things I need to know about your nighttime situation.
I figure camping always up against some form of cover or other.
Yeah.
Hillside, thicket of trees.
Well, we are keeping to the side of the mountain, so we have that to our side.
Yeah, we're keeping to like it was like how far away did we say we were gonna stay from the swamp edge? Like,
I think just up the hill originally was the plan.
Yeah.
yeah. Um I know I personally have a hammock and a hanging tent that I sleep in.
So you guys are just tents, bedrolls, fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would actually, I probably would have to make a roll for this, but I'd string up pieces of wire about maybe a little more than ankle height, of like in just randomly around the camp, in between like trees or along like rocks and things like that. Just if somebody or something comes, they'll trip or make noise on them.
Alarm.
Yeah.
And then the
So-
two skeletons, like Rattles and my kobold skelly bro, the
The
one
one
that
that's
survived.
left.
Yeah, is our keeping guard.
At the end of the first couple nights, as you're traveling, you
Wait.
hear sort of.
I'm gonna prep one of my mutagens just for like. Yeah. I'll just do a strength dexterity one.
Okay. So at the end of each night, you guys hear what can be described as kind of like a rustling, thrashing sound coming from the swamp. Sort of like if you've seen Princess Mononoke, the monster that like moves through the forest and the trees rattle.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. You keep hearing that from the swamp at the end of each night. Kind of thing. And it does appear to be staying equidistant from you as you travel. But that's all you can make out of it for now, at least passively.
Uh,
So
guys.
3 days have passed at this point, and it's been consistent.
In the morning, I'm gonna. Get, guys, did any of you hear like rustling the last few nights in the swamp?
Yeah, that was some spooky shit right there. Could I do
It
like a
was
knowledge
indeed.
like nature? Like, have I heard of
Knowledge
this thing
spoopy
before?
Yeah, you can do some knowledge
Or-
spoopy shit, aka nature. Damn nature, you scary.
Yeah, I'll do nature also.
No, I don't think I know about that.
Okay, so is Koresh is aware of snakes. God, they're scary.
I got one more than him. Oh, wait,
Fucker.
no, one more than Salazar.
It's you guys don't really know anything about it outside of the fact that it does appear to be based on the cadences and rhythms of the noise, the way it's coming, it is probably coming from something living. But you don't really know anything. If you knew more of the area, maybe.
I'm gonna see if I can think of any like divine beings that would be attached to the swamp or guy that we pissed off.
You are aware of a very small demigod that was a patron of the swamp around the same time that the tribe was driven underground. That was kind of a rival of the harvest god, but was not of enough power to overthrow that god. So hardly worshipped, but was a god of not death, but decay and venom, swamp shit.
Man, it would be bad if we were chased by some demigod being because we blew up. Well, some people blew up part of the swamp.
Schwab.
Would you tell people about this?
Oh yeah.
I'll he is Koresh the following night, like if nothing happens during the day, the following night will leave out an offering to this demigod. He will take some of the
Alright.
fake gems and metals he has and mix some of his oil of Taggart into mead and leave it in mugs near along the edge of the swamp and use this spell to mask the taste.
You're masking the taste to taste like what?
To taste like regular mead.
It's a maggot mead? Like, actually?
No. I'm mixing oil of Taggart into the mead.
What is oil of Taggart?
A sleeping poison.
God damn.
For some reason, I don't think the demigod's gonna be prone to sleep effects.
Alright, so you guys rest?
I'm also gonna on that night. I'm also
Uh,
gonna be like really perceptive at night, so I probably won't get as good as sleep. I'm gonna be a little more like I'm gonna try and pay attention to the.
This is the
Salazar, you can give me a wisdom check, by the way. Just you.
Hey, so
That's-
it's been a week since I used Knapstack. We could use Knapstack again.
He says, "All right, give me your perception check, Ken, for your
Okay.
your enhanced perception."
It's my worst perception roll.
So you're keeping an eye on the oil of Taggart mead during the night,
Yeah.
and you can't tell when it vanishes, but it's gone, and you must have shut your eyes or nodded off for a second, looked away, something. You're not really sure, you weren't paying the best attention, but it vanished right from out from under your nose.
I'm just gonna go. I guess I'll like. I'm gonna wander up a little bit towards it, just like make sure I'm like seeing it right.
If you look on the ground around it, you want to investigate? Give me a perception check for the area around it. What you
Yeah.
can tell initially is that it feels wrong somehow, and you can actually see that some of the ground cover is slightly unturned, like in a path leading up to where the mead was.
And then back into the swamp.
Just one line.
Okay.
It's not footsteps, it's just the ground being a little humped and cracked in that spot. Very subtle.
From the swamp, though, right?
Yeah, from the swamp.
Okay. I'll just go back to sleep.
Okay. So, morning comes, and the sound has persisted through the night, but the sound has somewhat of a different cadence to it this night. It sounds less like a angry demigod thrashing through the swamp, and more like satisfied rumblings. Almost unnaturally so. It's hard to put your finger on exactly what makes you say that. But it sounds more pleased than it was the day before.
is the fake gem and metal gone.
Yeah, that's what vanished out from under Ken's eye.
Okay.
Only one of them. The other one was shut. Just a single eye.
Well, whatever you did, it seems to have worked.
Sometimes all it takes is a little bit of praising.
Sure. Let's go with that. It just says as he's yawning as he's still waking up.
If anyone looks at the swamp, you can see that some of the trees are cocked to the side now.
They look like shoved out of the way, or do they look like they just like?
A bit shoved.
Wait, in like what direction?
But sideways. That's the kind of thing. Just slightly, though. Like something's brushed between them very forcefully.
I think it very very big.
Wait, how big was the unturned ground that I saw?
Not that big.
Okay.
And not that even either.
Did it have like was the unturned ground like it was like unturned and then like a patch of like normal ground and then like was it kind of like patchy or was it all like
It was
a
a
single
bit
line?
kind of patchy or serpentine shaped.
Like
as
as
if
if something was like going like up and down? Like,
Yeah, or side to side, like not exactly controlled.
okay. So more like it something like small kind of like a tentacle came out and like grabbed the food kind of type of thing.
I mean, who knows?
just speculate.
So you guys continue on for another day. The noise is persisting. It's not going away.
Like even during the day.
Yeah, it's just going now.
Guys, maybe we should like, back away from the swamp more. I feel like it has a lot more reach than just the swamp.
Can we see
I
further up the
slowly
mountain if
veer
there's somewhere we
closer to
can
the
walk there?
swamp.
You're walking closer to the swamp?
Yeah, just like every couple of paces, one step to the side.
Is there anything you're looking for in the swamp or looking at?
Just like looking for anything that's different from what we've seen there before.
Okay.
Any strange shadows or little white creatures or
You notice that the fog has taken on a different hue. It's slightly. Oh, I don't want to spoil anything here. Alright, well, whatever. What is the color of the sleeping poison lapis?
The oil of Taggett? I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Purple.
I'm pretty sure it's a real thing. Oh, it comes from like a black plant, I think, so probably like blackish.
That. It's taken on a bit of that color.
Black.
What color?
We're gonna say it's black, kind of like an oily black, like you might expect from like a dark lotus or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Would you say that I happen to have any of the bones that were mined? Like even just a couple shards of them?
What
Because the
bones you
stuff that's in
mined? We
my
haven't spent too
remember
long.
because of the stuff in my pickaxe. We talked about this.
Right. Yeah, probably a couple.
Like just shards, not like anything
Yeah.
substantial. Like the
Mhm.
next night, I'll leave like some of those next to the like a cup of mead with oil of Taggett in it.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep an eye on the mead this time.
Alright, give me some.
I'm looking to see if there's a path further up the mountain that we can take.
I mean,
Dominus
if
is
it's
so
keeping
cautious.
if it's keeping the beasties away and it's not causing us no problems, I
gonna
see
say
no
yeah,
reason not to.
we're
But I don't trust it to keep it away for the entire time. I feel like it's gonna come after us at some point. Probably Salazar.
I'm gonna sleep the furthest away from the swamp at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd set up my tent. Like, is it like the fog? Is it like low hanging, or is it like throughout the whole like set like the whole length of the trees up?
The fog in the swamp is the death
Yeah.
fog.
No,
It's,
that's what I'm saying. Is like, does it go all the way up the
it's
trees and into the air, or is it kind of low
yeah,
hanging?
it's sort of in the tree because if you get above the swamp, you're clear of the fog.
So yeah, I'll like set up my sleeping, like my hammock or my hanging tent, like a little bit higher in the trees.
The fog doesn't come to us though, right? It's just in the swamp.
Just in the
Mhm.
swamp.
Okay.
Are you setting up in the swamp?
No. Like I'm just
Okay.
like setting it higher. Like if the fog were to drift out of the swamp,
Okay.
I'd be kind of out of the way of it.
If it were to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Dominus, you're searching for a path up the mountain.
Yeah.
What does
Hold
that
on
look?
1 second.
What does that look like? I sprout my wings and jump up.
Okay.
Go see if there's something higher up the mountain that we can take.
All right. Give me a survival check on that.
Dominus
You s-
survives.
So you see a path. Let me get my drawing utensil out. So if you guys are like here-ish at this point, which you are, you see a thin because the mountain's quite steep where you are, even just going somewhat up the mountain, and it quickly becomes fairly rocky. But you can see what appears to be a small crevice that you could probably fit between. All of you could, in a procession that goes up into the mountain that very well could come out either on the other side of the mountain or yeah, it's hard to say from where you are.
Mm-hmm.
But just knowing what you know about mountains, chances
Yeah.
are it's going to come out away from the swamp.
Is there also any other like any other shelter that I can see?
No, you still don't see much shelter other than the swamp. This area has been pretty. I mean, it's fucked. You know what the place is like.
All right. Sorry.
At least you don't
Oh.
see any shelter from the air.
Well, I come back down. There's a path a bit up the mountain. We'll have to go single file, but we could go through the mountains instead of near the swamp.
That take us the right way?
It will take us away from the swamp, which was why we were going this way. Yes.
No, we need water. Trying to get to water.
There's water up the mountain, I'm sure.
Do I know
Look,
of a
there's
path?
snow up there somewhere.
Do I know of a path going through the mountain?
Is there
Yeah, it is
actually
the
snow
path
up
going
there
through the
somewhere, by the way?
mountain.
Oh, that is the path going through the mountain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would I know of anything awful that lived on the mountain?
Yeah.
Lizardmen.
All kinds of things.
Worse than the swamp.
Yeah, worse than the
Demigod.
swamp. That is the
Yeah.
question.
No, the same awful. I mean, just in the abstract, it's a big mountain with like frost trolls and lizardmen, bobcats,
God,
falling rocks.
there's
Gi-
the reason
giants.
us kobolds didn't stray too far up. The frost trolls and the giants and
The slopes.
bobcats especially. They were.
They're the worst.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen a magical bobcat, but those things are awful.
They eat kobolds whole. One bite. Very, very little. And I like out to pat his crush on the head.
Slap his head. What you doing touching me, boy?
You know, I'm actually quite surprised that we haven't been attacked the entire time while we were on the edge of the swamp.
I'll look pointedly at the like direction where the like fog is. Like
Yeah.
It's almost like we have something watching over us.
Or there's something watching us in case it wants to eat us. And everything else is staying away from that. Which is also a possibility.
I'm scared, guys. How far is the water?
Like what's the difference in
days?
time if we went the mountain path versus skirting around the edge of the swamp?
We don't know.
We don't know where
We
the mountain
haven't
path
gone.
goes.
Yeah.
It just goes.
That's
But,
my
like-
issue here.
But like, you're going backwards to go forwards. Even if it is the right direction, it's gonna add at least a couple weeks, just for sure.
And there's probably not gonna be any food, but I mean, food's not the big worry since we got.
Well, food's not a big
This
worry
is food.
right now. My food supply is going down.
You're talking about adding weeks worth of food for 4 people. That adds up.
Yeah.
And my character doesn't even eat regular food. They've
I
just
mean,
been eating metal the
mountain
entire
is made out
time.
of rocks. You can eat rocks.
I eat metal, not rocks. Have you tried
You
eating
can-
rocks? You put a handful of gravel in your mouth.
Boy,
I can also not eat metal.
Wait, so how it's been? We probably have like another week left.
Yeah,
What'd you
slightly
say?
over a week. As in 8 days.
Maybe we should just maybe we can hurry up our pace. Maybe that would help, guys. Instead of like,
Well-
is there a way we could just travel through the night for a couple nights?
I can make sure that we can travel at least through the night of one of the days. And then another one in like a week's time.
So maybe we could travel till we're exhausted, and then you could help us rest up really quick.
I could do that.
That way we could get like even further through that one night.
We could get a night's rest in 2 hours.
Okay. That might be the best course instead of going through the mountain that we don't know where it really goes.
You could certainly move at double speed, but it would be tiring for you. You know, you're not going to be paying as good of attention, so your ability to forage for food, etc., is going to be diminished. As well as, you know, spot
That's what I
potential
was thinking.
threats
Could I
on the
do
way.
like a survival to find just poisonous stuff? like things I wouldn't
you
want to
could.
eat.
Uh-huh.
I'll do that then as well.
This is where he rolls a 1 and everything he finds is just edible.
Well, they'll roll the 27.
Well, no, it's everything. Lots of poisonous stuff. It's all over the place. You find
Like I would
poison.
just try and find like the most deadly items then.
All right. Well, you do manage to find an extremely rare flower known as Priscilla's thorn. It's about the size of a pinky with a small black bud at the top, and the venom extracted from that is extremely deadly. It's very rare. As well as that, you find a small patch of grimace berries, which you know to cause paralysis.
No Hamburglar
Nothing.
bush though.
Nothing that is like caustic.
Yeah, you find
Swamp water.
you
Like
you looking for acid?
something like
You want Cure
acidic
Ken?
or yeah, something like that. Like
Yeah,
some like plant that would cause like I don't know. That would be
yeah.
caustic in nature.
There's a vine that if you slit it, you know the vines that you can slit open and water leaks out of, and you can drink. It's like that, but instead it's acid.
Yeah.
It's like xenomorph blood.
So I'll just put acid vine.
It's like a Rust-Oleum kind of thing, you know. You clean your drains with it.
So yeah, I'll I guess like if yeah, I'll just like store them away for now in the backpack. My backpack.
And you're setting out the poison meat again.
I'm setting out the poison meat with the bones for this night, and then next night I'll do something.
And who's watching it?
I thought Salazar said he was gonna watch it this time.
Mm-hmm.
Perception, that bitch. Okay, the night passes. You know for a fact you never looked away. You didn't blink. Your eyes hurt. That shit is gone. And in its place, snakes. Like you're just looking at it, and then it snakes.
It is Koresh. Your mug is
Yes.
gone.
Oh, the living snakes, pile of snakes. They're just like in a pile, like.
Can you drink from a snake?
He was ruthless, he was dangerous, and as the name implies, very macho.
Is the rumbling different now?
It's still pleased with you, whatever that means.
Still pleased? Okay.
I'm gonna get a little closer and see if I can tell whether the snakes are dangerous or not. Outside of being, you know,
What does
pointy.
that look like?
I hope
What's
he just puts
Like,
his hand
do
in.
I recognize
Like
the
if they're
markings
black
on
and
them as
yellow?
being venomous, or
These snakes are perfectly safe, according to your 9.
I'm gonna reach out with a glass gauntleted hand.
It's like one of those, you know, red and yellow, friend of the
fellow.
kill a fellow, red and black, whatever. You know, one of those kind of
You're
things. You,
Jack, I think.
you don't know which one is which here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got the rhymes all confused.
So yeah, just, with my my shape glass gauntlet, just gonna reach out and gently try to pick one up.
Okay. The snake is like kind of chill with you, you know. It's hanging. You picked it up and it's coiling around your arm like a buddy snake. It's not struggling really too much.
Yeah,
a
he's
cat
got
could-
snake arm with glass.
If a cat could purr, it'd be purr. If a snake could purr, it'd be purring.
Yeah, I kind of coot back and forth with it for a little while. Kind of sitting there waiting for his crush to come collect his mug that has turned into snakes.
There's no mug.
Oh no, it turned into snakes.
Okay.
Yeah, his
Weird.
crush will just take that one as a loss, look at the snakes, and then go back to sleep.
Are you doing anything else with the snakes?
I mean, are any of them poisonous? Can I do a survival for that?
Yeah, or nature.
I I try and talk to the snake just the same way a lot of people just sit and like bullshit with their pets.
The snake gives you like a "you're a fucking idiot" kind of look.
It knows. It's smart.
Yeah, these are very deadly snakes.
Don't you mean
Okay.
venomous, by the way, Lapis?
Yeah, venomous.
As opposed, what did he say? Poisonous.
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 I mean, I feel like if they lived
mean,
in the
you can-
acid swamp, they would also be poisonous. Like, let's be real.
I mean, you're not necessarily wrong.
I'm gonna try and set the snake back down and shoo it along on its way.
It goes back to the little pile of snakes and coils back up with it.
Snake orgy.
I don't really have anything I could use to milk snake, so
No, Lapis, it's not a milk snake, it's the other snake.
pea snake?
A coral snake, I think, right?
No, I'm saying I can't milk the snakes.
Okay.
He was making a joke, Lapis.
Yeah,
Yes, I
can
know.
you just like push its fangs against something?
The udders
Yeah.
must be really tiny.
This is
Um.
utterly ridiculous.
So yeah, I guess.
What kind of poison are they? I can be immune to it. I haven't chosen a poison, Kappa.
Venom, you mean?
Hey, I'm immune to venom poison.
It's venom as in the symbiont.
So yeah, I guess
And it
this
died.
Grush will just go to sleep there.
Oh,
And
he's
nap
dead.
time.
Right? Oh. Wow, you were staying really still. It looked like you
Me?
froze, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we wake up the next morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're dead. We're all snakes now.
The snake pile got bigger during the night.
It is just a snake orgy. They're just fucking reproducing more snakes.
They're just chilling. They're good guy snakes. They're probably called like Greg or Greg.
Greg.
I don't think they're called Greg and Good Guy.
It's a
Griff.
pile. It's a pile of griffs.
Oh, Chris.
That I...
I'm gonna look around for mice to just like throw at the pile of
Wait,
snakes.
does it have? Doesn't somebody have like comprehend, like, or speak to animal or something?
I have comprehend languages, sure.
Didn't somebody eat a mouse?
Yeah, that would be Salazar. No, not Salazar. The other guy, Worf.
Maybe they're after me. Maybe they want the mouse inside of my stomach.
Wait, what's the survival check for?
Finding a mouse to throw at the snakes,
You
or a
find
rat, or
Yeah, you find like a word I
rabbit.
can't say. Mouse. It's like a mouse with 3 legs and his tail is chopped off and it's missing an ear.
Mutated.
A special mouse.
it's a gimp.
It's gonna start with R or A. One of those words.
I just like throw it into the heap of snakes.
They're not like really interested in the mouse. It's just sitting there in the heap of snakes. It's covered by snakes. Nothing's eating it. It appears.
Dude, they're
Well,
chill.
that's concerning. I'm going now. Goodbye.
I crack my knuckles, walk over, and just lift the pile of snakes.
Okay then.
I am already off.
Yeah, I'm walking away too.
His Crush is just sitting down eating something, just so intrigued by what's happening.
The snake
I'm
pile
just
gets
eating some
lifted.
jerky while I'm
Like, how is
walking.
Salazar still alive at this point?
He knows how poisonous they are. Salazar doesn't.
That's what
Dude,
we're,
I think they're
we're wondering
safe.
too.
Yes, Salazar thinks they're safe.
Yeah, the snake pile gets lifted. It's a pile of
Like-
snakes.
Is there
Look
anything
under
underneath the pile
them.
of snakes?
No, it's just a pile of snakes.
I gently
And a
try and
mouse.
separate the pile of snakes while I set it down and see if they're like amassed around anything or
No, you separate. You set them down, and then they come back together and form a pile.
I sit down next to them and just like go back to trying to have a conversation with the snakes.
Sure. What do you say to the snakes?
Um
Careful, you need to prepare for an hour before you know what you're saying.
where come from? are
The
you
snakes are
real?
doing
And I
sign
like
language
poke
now.
them again. I lean in close and smell them.
You know, do snakes smell normally? What do snakes smell like?
I
They
don't
smell
know.
like snakes.
Cause I don't know what
I don't
snakes.
think they really smell.
Yeah,
They don't have
you know,
like-
there's no smell really
They
here.
just smell like the dirt around, like
Yeah.
that.
That's what I thought. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's no smell. They smell like snakes.
I shrug and go back to camp, have breakfast and shit. God damn it.
Like
Okay.
my tent's already gone. Rattles, my kobold guy. I'm already like 15 minutes ahead. Just
Yeah, I'm already. I'm
going.
walking off too. I'm with.
Yeah, these
I'm
guys
with
are
Dominus.
these guys are
chilling out.
lost. It's done. The party's separated.
The party's separated. It's over.
So when you pack up the camp and you guys all leave.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So when you end up leaving Dominus, the snakes start following you. So there's a procession of snakes trailing about 50 feet behind you.
Good.
Great. This is fantastic.
Are they following all of us, or are they following someone specific?
Well, it's hard to tell because
I'm gonna like branch off a little bit and see if
they appear to they're still behind Dominus, but it's unclear if they're following you as a group and he's just the last person in the procession, or if they're following Dominus.
But I was the first guy. So
You guys are
So-
hey
walking.
Salazar, you have some pets.
I slowed down a little bit and try to like slowly fall back along the line, like saying a prayer over each little cluster of snakes that's following us.
Okay. You do so. You successfully manage to say a prayer over the cluster of snakes. Again, if the snakes could look at you like you're an imbecile, they still probably would.
I like skip back up along the line to meet up with the rest of the group.
guys should we be worrying about that? I just point behind the snakes.
Are you
No,
saying
they-
you're
they-
not worrying about it yet? Because I sure am.
I mean, should we
I
do
bless
something
the
about it?
snake. They're safe now.
I mean, are we safe though?
I bless them. Fenrir, protect us from the snakes.
Aren't you protecting them? So, wouldn't you want to protect us instead of them?
Keep watching them. They won't. No.
Was Fenrir looking over you when the lizards attacked? Or when the boulders came down from the mountain? Or when we
Yes.
fell into the swamp hole?
What? That's why we're not dead.
That's why.
That's why we're not dead. Sure.
Divine protection. I start stroking my pendant and saying a prayer again.
Why did it have to be these guys?
A snake slithers up apart from the pile and slithers up next to you, Dominus, and it's just slithering next to you.
I think it likes you.
Sup?
Snake. Also, notice that the snakes are moving at like 8 miles an hour, which is pretty crazy for a snake.
And we're walking at
I
8 miles
depend-
per hour.
Well, yeah, because you guys are like jogging. You're moving at double
No,
speed.
we're not.
No, we didn't do that yet.
Oh, okay.
No.
4 miles an hour. Still a fast fucking snake is the point. Snakes are pretty
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah.
I'll have like the kobold skeleton pick up the snake and just carry it around on itself.
The snake like chills in the skeleton's belly if it can,
Yeah.
like a skeleton
Curled
hammock.
around like some of the ribs.
How many skeletons do you have?
I have
Just the one
rattles and I have one of the kobolds.
All right, well that skeleton is because I don't like the blood skeleton, but that skeleton is covered in snakes now.
They're both
Like
blood
Hank-
skeletons.
Oh, it's still covered in
It has
snakes.
snake armor. Does it gain any AC?
Who knows? You'd have to try
Who
to attack it.
Fast
It
healing
gives
gives it a
one
one.
ranged
shield
attack that's
AC.
venomous. It has to hit through all the snakes to hit my skeleton now. It's perfect. So The kobold skeleton is now a walking snake platform.
Yeah, it's a snake platform. They're
He's
just like,
basically that picture except a skeleton instead of a snake.
Yeah.
yeah, and they're just sunbathing on the skeleton, basically. Like they're just chilling.
Well,
That's
Cool.
Something new.
yeah.
So you guys continue on.
Yeah, I guess until
So-
the
As
nighttime.
long
then.
as nothing bad happens, we'll keep going on.
I'm gonna keep an eye on the swamp. It's still grumbling, right?
Still grumbling.
Yeah, I'll just keep a close eye on it. See
Are you
if
gonna
anything
keep-
like slithers out from it.
Are you gonna keep poisoning the swamp every night, Lapis?
Yeah. So
Alright.
tonight, how much of that thing did you say would kill somebody of the
Like
plant, the flower,
any of it,
Bacillus thorn?
any
Okay, well,
of
I'm
it.
I'm pretty much gonna make stir fry with it because I have a wok. Like after I cook our food, I'm gonna use the Bacillus thorn, the grimace berries, and the acid vines.
Maybe we should never
Make,
use that
like,
walk
a s-
again.
Yeah,
To
don't
make,
walk
like-
become part of the flavor of what you make in it.
Yes, and also preparing this could kill you, so you should probably be careful as you do so,
Yeah.
because you're
Wow.
cooking death.
That's
So
totally not gonna like you're gonna inhale some of that
Yeah,
and just
there's
drop dead.
death smoke. It can get on your skin and burn your skin. Like you really gotta think before you make
Maybe
this
you should
decision.
just use it as garnish. Yeah.
That's true. I could do it as garnish.
I mean, you really gotta think before you touch this stuff, really.
Well, he already picked it.
Yeah,
That was
how did
pretty
he even
dangerous.
pick this?
Yeah, how did you pick this?
I mean,
That's
I
a-
assume that I have. I mean, I have like cloth and stuff like that. I would have lifted it with the cloth and been careful to place it inside the backpack, like wrapped it up in there.
Alright, good look.
You're dead. You just don't know it yet.
Am I Wamo?
Hey, Salazar,
Yes?
can you detect magic?
Yes.
Do so.
The snakes, all magic.
Fucking knew it.
Sparkle, sparkle, bitch.
All magic. You cannot tell the type of magical aura, though.
I guess instead of a stir
about-
fry, it would be more like a garden salad.
Strong.
Just a garden salad.
What
Just
about
full
the
of
swamp?
Oh yeah, swamps.
Like the fog?
That was magic last time too, though. I'm pretty sure. But still magical.
Ow.
Yeah, I'll make a garden salad and then just pour some oil of Taggart over it.
with the death garnish.
With Bacillus thorn and the grimace berries and the acid vines.
The worst
I
salad
don't-
ever made.
Sure about this?
And then I'll
You've-
put it.
You've been getting the high. Trying to kill it might make it not happy anymore.
You won't know unless you try.
Well, I mean, it's the god of the demigod of death and decay.
Not death.
Decay and
Decay.
poison and other awfulness associated with their swamp. So
Yeah.
well,
He's just offering some stuff from the swamp to it.
Yeah, maybe
I'll
I'll like it. Maybe that's its taste. Poison.
put it to the side with a cup of mead with some oil of Taggart.
Okay, so some time passes. I assume people are watching this. Someone's watching this.
Yeah, I'll watch it this time.
So some time passes, about 3 hours. You hear a louder noise emanate from the swamp. You can visibly see the color of the fog in the swamp shift to its normal color before you guys get covered in the fog. The fog turns into a prismatic rainbow hue and then recedes back into the swamp. The garden salad is gone, and there are snakes everywhere. On the tent, on you, on the ground. There's like 1,000 snakes, probably.
I'm gonna make sure I covered my mouth when I saw the fog coming in. Just like breathing at all.
Yeah, I would
Just in
do
case.
that and then go to. So I was in like my hammock above the fog. Did it like spread like all over the place, or was it mostly just on the ground?
Like all over the place.
Actually, this perception check is just to see if I hear anything going outside of my tent because I am sleeping.
No, you don't hear shit.
Are there snakes
Nothing
in his
happens-
tent though, or just on the
There-
tent?
There are snakes in his tent. When he wakes up, he'll have to deal with that.
I'm just gonna like T-pose and not move.
I'm a lizard. Snakes are lizards. Close enough.
And the swamp sounds fucking ecstatic now. It's jazzed about this.
Yeah.
I think it liked the salad. Maybe too much? I don't know.
If you guys all give me wisdom checks outside of Dominus,
Will, you mean?
no
Or
wisdom.
Wisdom.
Oh boy.
Oh
God,
no!
we are
Meaningless.
wise.
Meaningless. Dominus can give me one when he wakes up too. Are you guys gonna do anything else with the snakes, or just try to sleep? I mean, your hammock is covered in snakes. You're covered in snakes. The tent's covered in snakes.
Are the snakes like? Can I brush them off of me, or are they just like?
Yeah, you could just.
I ask the snakes to vacate my sleeping bag and wait to see if they respond.
They do not respond.
I keep waiting.
Snakes, please
The
vacate the
sun,
premises.
the sun rises.
After like 10 minutes, I'm just gonna upend the sleeping bag and shake it out.
Okay.
But I sit there for like
Sleep.
15 minutes asking them to get out of the sleeping bag.
Snake,
How
please.
how far away are the snakes? Like, are they how far do they go?
Probably
Like
in,
away from the swamp? Like towards
not-
the mountain? Like, are there
There
just
i-
snakes everywhere?
Yeah, where you are. It's like a ring of snakes, probably going out like 10 more feet from your camp.
No. Did any of them go in the campfire?
No, probably not.
Or the
Are
death
we gonna go
walk?
sleep like right outside of the ring of snakes?
Okay. They like follow you. There are like, because they're stacked on top of each other and they're like spread out to surround you.
But at least I got a nice spot of grass. Or like
Nailed it.
easy.
I like it.
And I'll cover myself completely, like one of those sleeping bags where you zip it all the way up.
All right. How long can you hold your breath? Jokes. So when you guys wake up in the morning, Dominus can give me a wisdom check and also a whatever his His
We are
reaction-
wise.
his reaction to being covered in snakes. is.
The most wise person is
Yeah.
the special one.
So he wakes up and like groggily sees the snakes, doesn't register that there's snakes, just gets out of the tent, brushes himself off, puts on his armor, finally wakes up properly, looks around. What the fuck did you guys do?
I immediately like leap out of my bag and point at Iskaresh. What wasn't me?
Whatever lives in the swamp seems to have enjoyed the salad.
And did what? Come snakes all over us?
And this is where I
Can you
insert
hear,
a gif
like,
of
the
Bear Grylls
ecstatic
coming
rumbling?
snakes.
Can you hear the
Yeah,
ecstatic
you can hear the
rumbling?
ecstatic sound.
I don't think my skeletons can carry this much snake.
Maybe we should sacrifice one of us to the swamp.
I vote Salazar.
I do too.
I turn it.
The eyes have it.
And we're not. We just want you to go say hi to it. You're the best at speaking out of all of us. It's not really a sacrifice. It's more of a.
I ambassador. And I like start
Exactly.
waddling off. Like chest puffed out, arms swinging.
Into the swamp.
Okay,
Towards the
guys,
swamp.
we should probably leave while he
Bye.
deals with it.
Start walking
We're
in the
hastily
opposite
packing our
direction.
stuff up.
I'm already packed and ready to go.
I like full on praise the sun pose.
So
And-
as you're walking into the swamp, because your wisdom was good enough, and as you're going in, it starts to dawn on you that it's quite possible that this demigod views you people as worshippers.
Mhm.
So yeah, you're rolling into the swamp at this point, praising the sun.
Like,
The
right at
snakes
the
follow him.
edge of
Yeah,
where
the
I can
snakes follow
safely
him.
stand, full on praise the sun, and I begin just shouting whatever I think the name of the demigod is.
So you know the scene in Moana where the ocean opens up for her to get the shell? That happens.
The
The fog spreads apart.
I just keep strutting.
All right, it just keeps going. You're going.
Does it like open up in front of me, whatever direction I'm facing, or is it like guiding
No,
me
it's
in
a
a
path.
direction?
It's guiding you in a path.
I like turn back around and try to get the rest of the group's attention.
Guys, does that look safe?
Did that just part the
Maybe it's a way through the swamp.
I
is it
I
always
pick up
that
a
these
gnarled
stupid plants-
like stick and go Moses.
Why is it that every time I tell him to do something stupid, it works? Like, hey, you should go get the bow! And he actually gets the bow! From the people who just try to kill us! And now this?
I mean, I guess it's worth a shot, maybe.
As long as the swamp fog isn't around us. I'm
It's
gonna
the
still
worst.
slap something around my face, like a wet cloth.
Yeah, me too.
Just to be sure.
Fuck that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can say fuck that.
His crush doesn't need that. He'll go.
Alright, we're going to the swamp.
All right, you guys are going in. I like it. So you guys are just going into the swamp.
Well, I mean,
It's very
You can-
inviting.
It's gonna be going. Keep opening until nighttime. Like you guys can be walking along this path for hours. You know,
is it safe though? That's the question. Like,
nothing's happened to you so far. There is 1,000 snakes following you.
well, yeah, but that was normal
Yeah.
at that point.
Should we?
So yeah, nothing is perturbing you along your journey.
Should we do the 2 hour the quick sleep thing that you have? Maybe.
Sure, I'll cast Knapsack on us, so we sleep for 2 hours and then have enough energy to go for another full day.
When you guys start setting up your bedrolls to sleep for 2 hours, the fog widens to such a radius that you can set up a camp.
I'll pick along, maybe go into the swamp a little ways, not too far away from camp, and just find some more. See if I can find anything more to make food out of.
Okay.
Poisonous.
You manage it. You don't find anything new, but similar sort of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make something out of the various foods. I don't know. Give it a. Oh, that wasn't that great. But
It's fine, it's poison
fine,
food anyway.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's the death
You
swamp.
managed to make a salad.
later.
So, is anyone keeping watch during the night, or are you just letting the skeletons do it?
I mean, we're only sleeping for like 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's just sleeping,
yeah, I
right?
guess. Yeah, I guess everybody.
So when you wake up, you're covered in the fog.
It's
Oh.
the sun.
But the fog is thicker now. You can't see very well through it. and you can feel it's moist on your exposed flesh.
Like
Well,
mist?
I just want to let everybody know that Salazar didn't put anything on his face.
Yeah.
I changed
not-
that now.
You know, you're not hallucinating when you wake up, and when you guys all start getting up, the fog re-expands out from you guys
Do we
and
feel
gives you
any
your space
different?
again. You feel touched.
Do I feel magical now?
Touched in
feel-
what way?
Touched.
Is my butthole wet?
Your butthole's slightly moist.
My butthole's leaky?
Oh boy.
I'll cast detect magic and like radar it around.
See if
The
the people are
world is
magic
magic.
now.
Just like spit in a circle.
Yeah, before we went to bed, I cast Knapsack, so.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the path opens back in front of you. You guys all do feel somewhat different, yes, but in different ways.
This is
So
where we get mutations.
Do I feel like
No, what are you
regenerate
talking
quickly?
about? What mutations?
you do not feel like you're regenerating whatsoever. No.
Do I feel like if I
Yeah.
bite someone, I might actually
yeah, is it-
accidentally venom them?
Is it magical around here, or
Yeah, everything's magical. You're in magic fog.
are
Oh
we
shit, my
magical
computer
now?
just went to sleep. Fuck.
Well, you can't tell. I mean, there's like the auras are so overpowering in this area that just like everything is glowing.
I mean,
Essentially,
we're just covered by the fog. Of course,
Yeah.
we still have some.
Jason's stomach or Salazar's stomach feels odd, kind of liquid almost.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, what?
His stomach feels liquid.
like he can feel something kind of moving in him a
Kinda
little
like when you
bit.
drink
Now,
a bunch of
I
water
do
and
want-
it like swishes.
Before we continue
Yeah,
on,
that kind of feel.
he ate the mouse, not me.
Yes, correct.
Okay. I just like pat my stomach and.
You do the swish thing where you like,
Worf, you're coughing up blood, but it's green now.
is that an improvement? I was already coughing up blood, but now it's
Yes.
green.
Yeah.
Can I do like a knowledge? Nature?
Dominus, you don't feel any different, but I want a perception check from all other members of the party.
I have scales all over me.
Izkaresh notices it that his wings are slightly green now. Like the
Like
tips
some
are
of the feathers.
the tips of the feathers are tinted green.
I mean, they were black before, so it's pretty obvious.
Wait, I'm gonna prick my just my thumb a little bit.
Yeah, you
since-
you bleed green.
Are we turning into the Hulk?
You're all
All of
Hulks now.
I look
Is-
at everybody's eyes. Are those normal?
Yeah, they're normal.
Hey,
Is
what does
Koresh-
Izzy feel?
He feels angry.
Is that
No.
new?
No, it's because it's the Hulk joke.
Yeah, I know.
Izkaresh doesn't feel any different yet.
Does they look any different?
Not to you.
Okay.
So
Well,
you guys gonna keep walking?
Onwards.
I guess we have no
Strut.
choice.
If anyone wants to give me a survival or geography roll, you can try to guess where you're going.
Sure.
It's gonna be
Okay, I
tough,
think-
but like, gonna
my
definitely need
geography's
over a
better.
20.
No, it's not better.
Okay, so none of you rolled well enough, but Dominus and Worf know you're running north. All right, you're going towards the water village.
Great.
That's where you're going.
That was what was planned. So this is good.
Happens. So as you guys keep walking, It's 3 more days. Oh no, you're walking at normal speed, so it's still 5 or 6 more days. So you guys are gonna be going towards it. Except you're gonna get there in like 3 days at this rate, because you're just going a straight cut through the swamp.
Yeah,
As Hmm?
no, I was gonna say the whole day I'd be looking out for interesting stuff to try and grab.
Okay.
I'm gonna start helping him with that.
I rolled pretty poorly that time, but still an 8. So
I'll give him a help too. A help.
It
Just
one
a
help. It's hard because the fog is quite thick still, and it's still luminescent and rainbow colored. So without bumping into anything right on the trail where you are, there's nothing to really find. Most of the things to forage grow on the trees and stuff like that, and you're being taken along like a path. So
Can we try to milk one of the snakes?
if you really want to milk a snake, you can try to milk a snake, of course.
And get
I mean, we
poisoned by
need
it.
something to feed to the god. And we
Oh, the
have
god
like
gave these.
1,000 snakes.
Aren't
Feed
those
him the
his
snakes. Yeah, I think those are his snakes.
Yeah, but we can take the poison or the venom from the snake. It's his swamp.
I mean, you can try if you want, dude.
No.
How you? What does milking a snake even look like?
What,
I
you've
mean,
never
you
seen it?
just
No, you take a snake
You
and
put
you
it.
open
yeah.
their mouth.
Yeah,
You
you like
hold their
put it-
fangs over
Oh,
glass.
Clean
milk
job.
its venom. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
of course.
Not for
We're
the
getting
milk.
actual milk.
I'm
For
like,
the love of God. I thought that was
buddies.
clear. At no point did I think snake udders.
I did.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad we're all on the same page.
All right, I want everyone to give me a perception check for except for Iskaresh for his change.
Do it, roll 20.
All right, only Worf notices this. Very, very, very briefly, a few times per day, he flashes green, like his whole body, but it's very subtle.
Okay.
It's like a ripple of green light goes over him, just like that. Very light, pale.
I'm sensing a theme.
Wait, Salazar, come here really quick. I'm gonna poke Salazar's thumb to see where he bleeds.
Blood color,
Okay. Not green.
not green.
Hey, what color is his stomach? The
Stomach,
liquid.
stomach colored.
Black
Man.
because it's inside of him.
His belly or his stomach? Because these are very different things. One involves cutting him open.
I
We could-
mean, I wouldn't be
could
opposed to
try
cutting
it.
him up. He might be opposed though. Now let's just keep walking.
So when
Um,
he pricks your finger, you feel something writhe within you, and you feel as if there's there's something you could do, but it's eluding you. Like something intuitively is coming to you, but it's not clear at this point.
Lovely. I like hold my stomach. Don't feel too.
Does it sound like? Does he feel like there's like snakes in his belly?
It feels somewhat as if there are snakes in his belly.
Yeah. He's gonna burp snakes.
Jesus.
That's what it feels to some degree. Okay, so what are you doing for the remaining 3 days? It is going to pass uneventfully, so you can talk on the way, and or craft, or if you have anything to do in this time.
I'm gonna dig through my knowledge and try to remember as much about this demigod as I possibly can.
Okay. So you gotta roll a die. Give me a yield roll.
Give me a 1.
Are there any like swamp creatures that I find somewhere lying around
Snakes.
other than snakes?
Well, no, everything is scared of the snakes.
No, even the crocodiles.
Yes, even the crocodiles.
It's 1,000
They're
snakes.
But they're magical
Look,
snakes
man,
too.
I wanted a crocodile corpse to resurrect.
It's 1,000 evil hypervenomous snakes.
Not
They're very
according to
friendly.
Salazar. They're very safe.
They're friendly.
I feel like
It's
nobody's
friendly.
told Salazar they're
Yeah, no.
No.
not poisonous
Why
either.
would we?
He's like, yes, wee,
They
wee.
haven't bitten.
He's just lifting them over his head.
Yeah, I'm also definitely like playing with the snakes as if they were just pets the entire fucking time.
I mean, they
They're kinda
haven't
more-
even.
They're kind of warming up to you at this point.
Because you're their mommy now.
I'm everyone's mommy. Have you not picked up on this?
So
Yeah,
as
sure.
as you've been interacting with this god, you do remember that specifically snakes were part of its iconography. That's like kind of been jogged in your memory. It's also been recalled to you that this demigod was never viewed as an especially evil or malicious demigod. Just sort of there. Kind of chilling, you know? Like the snakes. And part of the reason why it never mustered enough effort to try to overthrow the sun god that was in this area, even though that they are somewhat opposed. And you also have heard tales of it bestowing gifts to travelers who have curried its favor.
I
Green blood gift.
yeah, I pass this information along to Worf, but I try to keep it from Dominus for the moment, so I'm like positive about it, because Dominus doesn't take my shit kindly.
Oh, hey, Worf,
Yeah.
take 2 points of constitution damage.
The best gift.
It might not have been the gift though. It might have been the whatever
The
you
poison.
yeah, the poison you ingested.
I inhaled. I didn't eat it.
You gotta get that
Salazar's
cancer
words are
medicine.
poisonous. Now we
Yeah.
know.
Salazar's like, Worf. Just to let you know, Worf's like,
I'm gonna be terrified of him now. Just never listen to him again. Wait, how do I take away like
You can just put, if you go to core, you can just put it in where is it? Damage. You could just put, or penalty. You
Oh,
could just
okay.
bring it down by 2.
Okay. I'm gonna just keep an eye on is Koresh to see like how often he blinks. If it's like whenever he does something specific, or if it's just like a time-based thing.
okay.
Just gotta keep an eye out.
It seems to be pretty intermittent, and you don't even. It's clear you're not catching all of them.
Even
How
when,
Yeah,
like,
could-
super
well, I'm
close,
gonna
just
catch
watching.
all of them.
Wait, but you don't know he's doing that. I never told anyone.
That's true.
Fuck.
Get fucked, Juan.
I just assumed that at some point during the 2 days following.
So the rest of your
I mean, nobody's
trip...
told me my wings are fucking changing.
Nobody's told anything to anyone.
All I know is you stabbed me in the hand.
Yeah, you don't even know why. I
Hey,
just
Salazar.
poked you, I was like, yeah.
Is Worf the only one that's actually noticed anything's wrong with anybody?
I th- So?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Like everyone
Yes.
else is like business as usual. I have kind of an upset stomach, so I have an upset stomach.
I'm
But
like, wings flashing green. I'm green.
like Salazar's like wondering like what are these gifts that he's gonna give us? And Worf's like
I'm just like looking around. I'm like, these are some shitty gifts.
I've started to keep some of the snakes on my shoulders now, by the way.
Okay.
I have one very good. Name is Tim. The other 999 are just
Just snakes.
The rest of them are just griff.
They're all just griff to me. It's all griff to me.
It's
yeah.
all griff to me.
So the rest of your trip passes without event. Unless you guys want to speak on the way anymore.
So, that acid bath that you wanted
Would-
to take. It's
Yeah.
a good thing we didn't go there.
Yeah, really bad thing.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
would Salazar have told Iscrush about the snake god at all?
Not yet,
Not yet.
because I still am not certain in my knowledge. And unlike Worf, you are not my child.
Small, angry lizard.
But he was still trapped.
I don't know. I would probably like find with like
22.
the survival that I had for knowing how awful the snakes were, probably like a pretty caustic one. Like I don't know, probably one that's like semi-magical.
Snakes?
Yeah. Like
They're all
magical.
breeds.
They're
Well,
all...
I mean they're all magical, but like they're obviously like based off of real breeds, of snakes, right?
You don't recognize it. I mean, you
Oh,
do recognize it. Sorry, I lied to you. You do absolutely recognize it. Oh, they're very venomous. They're all the same snake.
oh, they're all the same snake. Okay.
Except for Tim.
They're emerald green with orange stripes.
Would that have any meaning to me being and living around the swamp?
Green.
At some point, I'm gonna like think about what might be guiding us, because I don't know where we're going. I'm trusting Salazar, which is weird in and of its own.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
as
like-
far as you know, who knows what the fuck is going on,
Oh
dude?
yeah, I'm the only one that knows where we're going. I forgot. I didn't tell anybody. I'm just walking. I know everything.
Iscrush would probably actually think it's the dragon.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
He's convinced of it, sure, yeah. The dragon spirit is guiding you. Okay, so I guess we're there now. So mark off.
3 days.
Was it all the rations for the entire trip? Because
I've
wait
already
till-
been doing that.
you've
before
been
that.
doing that. Okay,
Yeah, I need to mark off 5.
mark off the last 3 days. You guys, how are you guys doing on food
Uh,
and water?
that wraps up my food. Yeah, so
I
like,
still have 99 pounds
You
worth
you
of
saved
food
2
and
days
water.
of your food.
oh
Right?
no, I have 1 day's worth.
I have
And yeah, I
no
already
days of
saved
food
two.
left. I'm actually negative 2 days of food.
And that's including the 2 days you scavenged.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
So then you're just out.
Yeah, I'm just out.
Yeah, I still
I
have,
still
like,
have.
half
I still
mine
have.
left.
I technically still have 99 days worth of food and water on me.
I still have 8
AKA
days of water.
AKA 25 days in a 4-person party, though.
Like I'm sharing.
Oh well, rip.
You know, I'll probably share if they actually run out, but like,
I have
Okay.
water, but I don't have food.
I have a
For some reason, I
day's
had
worth of
more water than
each.
food.
but we're about to get out of the swamp, so we might get more food and water.
Yeah.
Like as we come to the edge of the swamp, I like stop and turn around and tell them all about the demigod. Praise be
Oh
unto
yeah, and I'll
her.
be like, oh, we're here at the village.
So you guys step out of the swamp. What you guys see is actually an incredibly wide field that's been scorched with fire, and a village is constructed, right there in front of you, maybe 500 feet away from you. Each building is nailed shut, and on the far side you can see a lake. Fed by a river, the river leads into. Let me get the map out. Hold up. So here we are, right? Clearing. It's probably about 5,000 feet by 5,000 feet clearing with trees around it. So you've got village, lake, river kind of thing going on, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what we're going to call it because village time next week.
I was gonna say something Man, it's sure is fun being out of the swamp and into the fucking frying pan. Just everything's on fire. Why does everything, everywhere we go, everything's on fire, or it's trying to kill us? I think the world is trying to tell us something.
The swamp was nice at least. Thank you, swamp. I'm gonna wave at it.
Can
You
we
can't
go back
exactly
into the swamp now?
I
You
do
mean-
want to go to that bath still, but it's kind of far away at this point.
The
Yeah,
field's
is-
not
was it,
on
like-
fire. It just was on fire at some point.
Right.
Does it
and
look
the
like any
village
of the
is,
village
like-
was burnt, or just the field?
Just a field. There are like low walls constructed around the village that seemed like they were put up to stop the fire coming into the village.
Made out of wood?
No, not made out of
No,
wood.
okay, okay. I was
Yeah,
gonna be
Yeah,
like,
it's so funny.
How's the? What kind of? What's the fire or the scorched ground? Does it just look like a normal fire? Does it look like there was like an intense burn somewhere, and then like it spread from there? Or
It looks more like something's been scorched because the grass it is left is pretty short and tough, so it's unlikely a wildfire could have spread. It's more likely it was burnt by something.
okay.
I was half expecting him to say, "It looks like a flame came out of the swamp." Just from the
that-
explosion from like a week ago, like 2 weeks ago, just made its way through the swamp. That would not surprise me, to be fair.
So I
Not
think
really.
that's our most successful session of not us killing ourselves. Except we're all green now, and except Salazar.
So tempted to just like force myself to vomit and see what comes out.
Snakes.
Exactly.
Maybe
It's
he
like
can
a-
just vomit. Maybe that's his gift. He can just vomit snakes at people.
It's the Harry Potter thing. Curse
Yeah.
of frogs.
We're a couple of birds in a wolf den, but to us it still feels like heaven. Cause we don't let the bad vibes get in, we don't let them win. Testify to the strength of a true bond, flying high over the heads of a rude mob. Staying by the revolution of the whole clock, kill 'em all with love. I don't care if they're talking about us. No, I don't care if they put us down. No, I don't care if the sky falls around us. We're riding on a pink cloud. Ow, ow. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I don't care. We're riding on a pink cloud. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Our mother is the boom in the baseline. Our father is the backbeat halftime. They say we were born under a bad sign. We say yes, so what? We're the ones who create our own world. Friendly assassins known as pegboard. All glory and praise to the bad Lord. Kill 'em all with love. I don't care if they're talking about us. No, I don't care if they put us down. No, I don't care if the sky falls around us. We're riding on a pink cloud. Ow, ow. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I don't care. We're riding on a pink cloud. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. We're riding on a pink cloud. know